Morning.
Wagwan, bro. Wagwan.
Back to another one, man. It's Black Box Theory, man. Episode 10.
Yeah, man. Got a little Monday morning vibe switch up for y'all. But as always, we back again. Always appreciate the support. For our first time listeners, my name is Malcolm. One of our awesome co-hosts, and also speaking, we got
Thomas.
yeah, man. So we got a hopefully another awesome episode for you guys. Hopefully you get something out of it, learn something, make some type of action plan out of some of the information we share. But yeah, we can go ahead jump right in, man.
And let's get into it, man. It's a Monday morning on the wake up. But before we get into it, just a quick disclaimer. We are not financial advisors, investment professionals, or career counselors. Everything on this show is for informational, educational, and somewhat entertaining purposes only. Do your own research, talk to licensed professionals before making any financial decisions, and watch the news. Watch good objective news, because we have a few things to talk about today. As we all know, the Middle East is still a war situation that's impacting the world. Trump extended his Iran deadline, this time by 10 days. So if you listen to our last episode, we talked about how there was obliteration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
a threat of obliteration if they didn't respond or desist by a certain time. It was like 7:44 p.m.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm glad we're making this on a Monday, because I'm looking now. New York Times just updated as of 5 minutes ago. So it says that President Trump has zigzagged from claims of diplomatic progress to renewed threats of destruction on Monday, as he sought to pressure Iran to make a deal to end the month-long war. He said in the Truth Social post there had been great progress in talks with Tehran, but warned that if they failed to produce an agreement, he would order the bombardment of Iranian power plants, oil infrastructure, and a ton of other plants. So he's repeatedly threatened such attacks in recent weeks, only to back down as the global economy reels from the risk to energy supplies. This is
Interesting.
So Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in an interview with ABC that the clerical regime that has led Iran for decades is the foundational problem with the country, reiterating his hardline stance on the Iranian leadership in recent months. He said that there is new leadership that has taken power during the war that has a more positive vision for Iran's future. He welcomes that, but also said the United States should prepare for the possibility, maybe even the probability, that is not the case.
You know what? I personally, all of this stuff is I don't even know how to speak on this, because they keep going in circles. I was actually just listening to New York Times podcast, The Daily. I'm like halfway through it. I didn't get to finish it yet, but basically saying how the two sides are speaking different things. Like on our side, you have Trump saying there's agreements and talks. Iran, they're saying that's not happening. And then apparently these talks, they're asking for different things. So the U.S. will say, hey, we want this to happen. Iran says, okay, we want you to fix everything you've destroyed, pay us back, blah, blah, blah. So it's like they're not even speaking about the same things. All of this stuff is just a circle, and it seems like it is a preparation for something major. Now, with everything going on and the way things change, who knows? One day Trump's saying he's going to obliterate the place. The next day, oh, you guys get an extension. The next day, oh, we're going to concede. It's like with Greenland, man. It's like, some people say market manipulation, allegedly. Just look at how things happen. Look at when these announcements come out.
But I will say that his underlying goal, whether people want to believe it or not, he was able to do it, man. But absolutely nobody is talking about the files anymore. Like I know everyone has their own conspiracies and reasons why they believe that, the war is happening or why it's not happening. What I know is that before all this started, that's all anybody was talking about. The files, redacted documents, Trump in there 100,000 times, all this good stuff. As soon as the war started, bro, nobody's speaking about it anymore. So it's like, I've seen people or, different news outlets say like, hey, we're really just Israel's lapdog and we're just kind of like doing this war on their behalf. I've seen people say, oh, people view Iran as this imminent threat with the potential to, have this crazy nuclear program that put the country in danger. But all the headlines that come out just don't make sense because one day he says, "Oh yeah, we've completely obliterated all of their forces. Now we're sending out ground troops, like I think it was like 7,000 ground troops out to the Middle East now for an expected weeks of. I'm like, bro, like we've got to the point. Like this was supposed to be a weekend war. I think to start off. Now it's been over a month. We're sending out American troops on the ground to go out and do what? Sacrifice their lives for him to flex our military might for a war that we never had to get into in the first place. It's very hard to stay kind of like optimistic in these times, bro, because it's just like you just can't predict his stupidity, and that's what I'm learning against my own will, unfortunately.
Hey, you want to know what I call it? I call it the art of confusion. You confuse the people enough, split the people enough. I mean, think about it. There was a plane crash at LaGuardia Airport. LaGuardia Airport. No one's really talking about that. I mean, people are talking about it. You know, rest in peace to the pilots and everyone you know, I think it was only the two pilots.
Is that the one that like hit the truck?
Yeah, hit a fire truck.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay,
that one's not making crazy news. Nancy Guthrie's mother, that whole story kind of fell out of the
did they ever find her?
I don't think so. I think I had to check. I think I heard about some update yesterday.
Oh,
but she's been missing for like 2 months, man. I think something around. Don't quote me. It's February 1st, so it's been almost 2 months.
Oh, wait.
No one's talking about ICE anymore, other than the airport stuff. You throw enough stuff at the wall for people to talk about, people will get confused and split.
Bro, that's so scary, bro. Yeah, but nah, I mean it's crazy, dog. Like, okay, yeah. So I'm literally looking at these live updates. Scott Bessent, the U.S. will take control of the Strait of Hormuz now.
You know what, bro?
We never had it to begin with. What do you mean we'll take control? It was always under Iran's control.
Bro, it's because I think Iran, they want it to be formally recognized that it's theirs. I think it's not formally recognized that like they
it's
own
not
it.
even that it's actually theirs. It's just their location as a country relative to the Strait. It's like it may as well be theirs because like they have. I mean, if you try to bring something through there, it can really just bomb all of that. We're cooked.
They're right there, bro. And it's crazy because like everything going on, man. They focus on. They try to paint a picture of one evil, but it's like does what one place does negate the actions of another place? Like I'm not just talking about Israel. Like I'm talking about America, bro. Like we do some atrocities, bro. Like really do some horrible things. And Israel, like I don't have to say anything about that for people to go and watch the videos of how those soldiers talk to people and how they act and how they do. It was just a video that came out on CNN, which for everyone thinking that's liberal media, this was footage of reporters on the ground in Israel, or not in Israel, they were in Gaza, and it was Israeli soldiers walked up on them with guns, pointing at them, like giving them a hard time. They're like, we're the press. Like they're putting their hands up, we're the press. And they're like, we don't care. We don't care. Like, they're like, let me see all your documentation, treating them like whatever. And for anyone who says, oh, you're in a war zone, blah, 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 just watch videos of how these soldiers like talk to people and the things they say they do to people. Like, openly admitting they don't care about Americans, openly admitting they do things to women and children and men, like just openly sharing this stuff with pictures. Like it's not hard to find. So I'm not trying to say anything about a country, a religion. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm specifically speaking on the documented visuals and videos, pictures that you can see of happening to people, the victims on all sides, victims everywhere, and then how the people committing the stuff, how they view human life. Like it's a bigger picture than that. And the argument, people need to separate a nation from a religion. Like not just talking about Judaism. I'm not just talking about Islam. I'm not talking about Christianity. Literally, there's a problem with people associating governments with religions and representing everybody in a religion. That's like freaking saying the KKK represents all Christians.
Or the same way people say people try to like perpetuate all like Muslims being like terrorists or something like that. It's the same. It's the same thing. I mean, it's just stereotypes and then limited access to information or just straight up ignorance. I mean, we can't unfortunately control that because that's why he's in office now, because of those exact reasons of ignorance. But yeah, I'm looking here. So it's like the death toll, actually more than 3,000 people have been killed across the Middle East. In Iran, wow. So Israel and American strikes have killed more than 1,900 people, according to the country's deputy health minister. At least 1,200 people have been killed. Wow. 18 have died in Israel. 13 U.S. service members have been killed.
So wait, out of those this 1,000 people, only 8. You said 13 died in Israel, 18 U.S. service members.
Yeah.
Is that like recent? Like that just from this war, like from the past few weeks?
Yeah, it's just for over the past, 5 weeks. Yeah.
So
It's,
most of those deaths have been like in Iran, and I know other places have been getting attacked too.
yeah, I'm thinking here, Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanon. I think
Yeah,
Saudi
I said at least
Arabia.
1,200 people have been killed in Lebanon, and 18 have died in Israel. And then Israel and American strikes have killed more than 1,900 people in Iran. Wow.
Imagine if 1,200 people got killed in America from something like that.
Bro, it'd be like, that's what I'm saying. I keep seeing these reports, bro. Like the way that they're targeting, like they're not even targeting only like military or like nuclear compounds, really bombing schools and
But they were operating out of the
Yeah,
school.
I'm like,
They were
bro,
operating there.
these are like marked civilian only areas and places, and they're just like straight up. I was reading early in the Times, like America tried out a new missile on a school, bro. It's called a PRISM missile, like a PRSM. Like they tried out a brand new missile on a school out there. Like it's ridiculous, bro. I think it was like during a girls' volleyball practice too. They killed like, yeah, it's ridiculous, bro. Like it's that they're trying stuff.
Yo, what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I think history, because I was
Yeah.
just looking into this stuff, because Afghanistan, after the U.S. pulled out, and Taliban took over. I think all women now are banned from like education past the age of 12. But like all of this, the intervention got to stop, bro. Like I understand, like people say, oh, we got to secure the world. The U.S. is supposed to secure the world, bro. What are we securing? Like what? Like all these groups in terroristic organizations, look at where are they getting the stuff from?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where are they getting the U.S. weapons from? Like when U.S. pulls out of places, they're leaving all this stuff behind, or there's other ways. The things I'm not I'm not informed on those things. I'm nobody. I have no clearance. I don't know anything. I'm just seeing the news. As far as I know, they're reaching into Narnia and pulling these weapons out.
Yeah, like this is the missile that they used that only completed prototype testing last year, according to an Army press release. Wow, that's insane.
So this is like similar to the nuclear bomb situation. Obviously, this is very different, obviously. But
Yeah,
they're just testing stuff out on people.
they bombed a sports hall. Yeah, they bombed a sports hall at the time of the strikes, which was being used by a female volleyball team.
Where's the
sports
intelligence coming from?
I don't know. New York Times got their own, I guess, investigative. Like the person that
No, but I
reported
mean,
this.
like the military intelligence, like, because what in
Oh
their
yeah,
right
I
mind
have
makes them
no.
like comfortable with bombing us? Like,
I'm like, it's like
women's
they
practice.
know like what like each like is, because these compounds are actually separated by walls. Yeah, the sports hall has been used for years and has been publicly identified as a civilian use facility on all mapping platforms. So this is separate from like military intelligence. This is available on Google Maps, Apple Maps, like literally anything, bro. So the PRISM's intended use is to kill enemy troops and destroy unarmored vehicles, and it can fly twice as far as any other missile in the Army's arsenal. Wow. That is crazy. That's actually so depressing just to like keep seeing reports about this stuff, bro. Because it's just like, why, bro? Like,
It's painful, man.
and then he just came out again and said, Trump, great progress has been made. Great progress made in talks with Iran. He keeps, bro. I don't know if he's just like this. And back to what we talked about last episode, like just some of the most blatant market manipulation we've ever seen, bro. He can come out, say anything about anything, raise the S&P futures by like 3%, swing upwards. And then they'll come out and be like, oh, yeah, I made that up. I was completely lying. And then crash the market. Be like, oh, yeah, we're good. But then somebody magically like a 1 billion trade. Like, bro, it's just corrupt from the top down, bro, honestly.
If Trump said we're pulling out of Iran, ending the war today, it jumps 10-15% easy.
But it's like, I think at this point now, I think the market is almost like kind of adjusting and correcting to like the amount of like just lies that he spurts out, bro. I think the market is finally adjusting to like, or just like is better prepared now for his like irrational comments and just trying to correct itself without having, because like I feel like that's kind of like just go. This would be, I don't know if that's constitutional or not, but I feel like as a president, there should never be like your comments should not have this much impact on the market unless it's an absolute emergency. I just don't recall any of my, and it's crazy. I actually read a stat the other day, but it was like people under the age, I believe it was like 31. Since we've been allowed to legally vote, we haven't known any type of political like voting process without Trump in it. since we've been allowed to vote legally.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, I was trying to think. I was just talking about this to somebody the other day too. Like, I remember Obama becoming president the first time because, like, obviously that was like momentous. Like, that was like one of the biggest things in history. And I don't care what anybody says. That's one of the greatest moments politically in my entire life. Like, from my people's life. Like, I don't care what anyone says. If you don't get it, you don't get it. You don't understand the impact, and that's fine. It's not meant for you to understand. But I didn't think about politics before that. I couldn't tell you who the president was before Obama when I was a kid. I mean, obviously it was it McCain? Not McCain. It was Bush. But I couldn't tell you. Yeah, McCain didn't win. It's exactly. See, Bush was the president before Obama. I couldn't tell you who Obama was up against for the first time. I know it was McCain.
Mitt Romney?
No, Mitt Romney was the second time. He was up against McCain the first time.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney, I only knew about Mitt Romney because Epic Rap Battles of History and all the jokes and memes. How they said he ironed his clothes on his body because he was so like stiff.
Yeah, bro.
But like ever since then, bro, it was like life was fine, man. Like, kids now, obviously they know more because they're more connected. But like, man, like ever since Trump has come in, and I'm not gonna say it's all. I'm not gonna sit here and blame one man because one man does not have that much power. It's the people who allow these things to happen. Like if Trump was in a different system, maybe he'd be a different person. Maybe if he was held accountable earlier, he'd be a different person. Maybe you could say that for everybody. Maybe if Weinstein was held accountable, things would turn out differently. You know what I'm saying? Like we could say this about anybody. So it's not even just the people, it's the systems. And I think people are so filled with hate, they're willing to destroy the world out of vengeance. They saw Obama was president not once but twice, and they couldn't live. They did everything to spit on his name. They did everything to ruin his image, his legacy. They try to call his wife a man. They say all this crazy stuff, and then we get some of the most egregious behavior out of the country's leader after that.
Yeah, not even just for United States standards, but I think for any territory, any country in the world, if their leader acted like this, it would just be by all means constitutionally, morally, ethically, just like every which way wrong. And it's just like America to be like the land of the free, country with the most, economic and military might in the world. For us to be led by somebody like this, bro, it's just like, if I was another country, bro, I would not take us serious. But outside of the fact that we have like an insane military, bro, I would literally not take it serious whatsoever. Like, it's crazy.
And just like to think like, because a lot of people compare stuff because. Hey, we got to talk about a certain skit here in a second, but just to compare, like people compare stuff when under Obama they caught and killed Osama bin Laden. Imagine if Trump had done, if Trump had done that, I'm not gonna lie,
he's the savior of America, war hero, and yeah, bro, like they would be hyped. They would be it'd be people like literally praying to him. Treat him like a god if he was to do something like that, bro.
Because I think he's putting his signature on money too, bro. So if he caught Osama, he's the type of dude I wouldn't be surprised if he would try to bring his body back and put him in a display.
Yeah, he would literally like he makes everything about himself. Everything has to come back to like even with the Kennedy Center. No president has ever done that. He's trying to put his signature on the dollar. I don't think any president has ever done that. Like he's just doing stuff like
sitting president.
Yeah, he's just trying to like make himself like. He's trying to extend his legacy, which in his mind is like some legendary, he's left behind some type of legendary product at being president. But he's really trying to just like make his legacy something that is really not. Like we're saying firsthand just like how history is getting going to be like rewritten. And we're living through it now. But I promise you the textbooks 20, 30 years from now is going to be, he did this and that. He was just saying like, bro, I'll be telling my children and grandchildren the truth about, you feel me, what we done been through. But yeah, man, it's like we always say, man, you just got to stay abreast of the news. It's always going to be under, like I said, we may not have power individually. Like I said, when we kind of band together as communities, that's kind of like when we grow and, you have to take like just some type of action, whether it's voting, whether it's going to like your local elections office, just kind of like standing up, advocating for something. That's kind of like where we get our power, man. When you start boycotting these different, big tech companies and when you really hurt the markets more than it's already being hurt, that's how you make impact. And that doesn't happen unless like you kind of band together, with other people with the same type of cause and vision, and you have something to actually stand for, bro. Because without that, I mean, you just gonna keep getting cooked, bro. But
and stop splitting stuff, man. Like people need to stop splitting. And just so people know, this is not bullying or like one-sided. Like we try to be as objective as possible. You just have to understand we don't live in an objective society. Like if the Democrats were up there doing some dumb stuff, we'd be talking same way about that
holding
too.
them accountable too.
Holding everybody accountable. But you got to understand, we're not in a time where we can go and take a dump on, you know, certain aspects of Democrats and this, that, and the third. Sure, they could have been more aggressive. They could have did this, could have did that. But this isn't the time to go split it even more, bro. Because when people do that, you cause fractions and issues. You have to realize, like, you have to take things one step at a time, bro. What's the biggest problem, and what can you do to solve it in the right way? It's the same thing with the black community, with all these different communities. Stop splitting stuff, man. Take stuff one step at a time. Solve one issue before you solve the next, because that's how you break communities up and you make them even weaker. So that's just for anybody. We're not. This isn't anti-conservative, anti-whatever. Trump's not even. You can't even call him a conservative. Like, yeah, I've seen the most conservative, racist people talking about get him out of there.
Yeah, he's beyond that. And so for all people trying to find some way to kind of like squeeze and put this blame on anybody, the party that controls all three branches of the government, I would really recommend that you look up the bills that the people, the left-wing liberals that you think aren't trying to do anything. I would highly recommend that you look up the details of the bills you're trying to pass and why they actually aren't getting funded, because there's always some type of additional stipulation or a requirement that, you know, said party would like to implement that has nothing to do with actually solving the problem, but, you know, just further egging on their own kind of goals. But hey, we're not going to spend too much time on we don't want to turn into a Joe Rogan, a political podcast, but, you know, we just feel like it's always good to kind of touch on these type of things as everyone can clearly see, and I'm sure can actually, you know, feel the impact of it. I'm actually, you know, the last thing before we move on, really, I'm not going to say I'm glad, but I really do hope that this is like a more eye-opening moment for people who feel like I said, that voting was never like important, or that, like I said, my vote doesn't matter. I feel like because people don't do anything until like it actually affects them, and I've realized that. So hopefully, like, being able to see this stuff up close up and actually feeling it, like, it hurts your pockets at the pump, at the cash register, at the grocery store, like all these different things. I hope that gives people like that fire or that spark that they were looking for to actually go out and take some action, you know, to actually try to make some change in their communities and you know, more broadly, like in the country. So, you know, we just got to try to weather the storm, like we say every week. But yeah.
Thanks. Hey, do you want to make it a little lighter? You want to talk about that Druski?
Oh yeah, nah. I think one, I got a lot of respect for Druski for that, just because like it's a lot of comedians and people in his position that wouldn't dare make a skit like that for a number of reasons. One, because they are really scared of losing, you know, people that kind of like fall into that I take offense to this category, like losing them as fans, as listeners, as supporters, as customers. They are also scared of kind of like the back. Like I said, comedy is a lot more, I'd say, sensitive now and kind of like subject to like kind of like current events and current like policies a lot more than they were in the past, where people could get away with a lot more offensive and frankly, you know, crazier things. But yeah, like I think this says a couple things. One, I feel like this says that he has not sold his soul. Like, he is still very much like for the people. Like, he gonna talk about what needs to be talked about, and whether it's a skit or not, this is a lot deeper than just like getting some laughs on. But like I said, if you actually look at this, mind you, he said no names. He said conservative white women. And there was only one person everybody could think of, and it's for a reason.
And just so for people who don't know, look, hold on, let's see if we can. You can see this clip, right? See if we can play the clip for a second, just to show people, in case you didn't see it somehow. Credit. This is Druski. You see the channel credit right here. This is not ours.
Bro, his makeup artist is insane, bro.
Yeah, makeup artist needs.
Nah, his makeup artist.
That is why we say our prayers.
Let's see how I'm skipping through. It's a long one. Everybody go watch it.
Bro, she actually said this, and she actually said this in real life. And that's why I'm like, people think it's such a far. If you actually look at her, bro, she actually does. She's on a world tour with sparkles and fire and flames coming out of the stage when she goes on these tours, bro. Like, and it's like the same people that are crying. Like, I'm talking about literally crying, saying, "Oh, what if I put on blackface?" And these are the same, mind you, not that long ago. The whole when Trump posted that video of Obama and President Obama and First Lady Obama being depicted as apes at the end of that video that he posted, everybody had a great time, right? It was all fun and games. It was all jokey jokes. Oh, people have to learn how to take a joke. But when Druski do it, it's this is beneath contempt. This is beyond. Like this is like now it's all these regulations and all these people that you offended. But it's like, one, this tells me that the people that make those type of jokes cannot take what they dish out. Tells me Druski did not sell his soul, and he is more than willing. Like he said, he's a comedian at the end of the day. So I don't really think he cares too much about what people are going to say. But it's like, it tells me he did not sell his soul. He's not someone that's going to like just cave into political and systematic pressures just because like they're the ones that may be writing his checks. He's going to speak about the things that need to be spoken about. Yeah, like what are we doing, bro?
Look. But people talk about if they put on black. Look at man, for people watching visually, man. And for people who don't, look up the fight against Black Pete, a holiday blackface tradition. This is in Netherlands. Yes, I understand. This is from 2015, but I just saw something a few months ago. Some countries in Europe still have these blackface minstrel show. This isn't comedy. This isn't funny. Like no one has a problem when Robert Downey Jr. was a black man in Tropic Thunder. That was funny. There's a difference between comedy and whatever this is. People talk about what if she put on blackface and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it would be a problem because she wouldn't be doing it she'd be doing it to be spiteful. Druski's a comedian. He makes fun of black people, white people, all people. He literally dressed up and pretended to be a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated for a skit. It's a black fraternity. And you got to also understand the history behind the stuff, man. The racist history, blackface. Look up the things. People don't believe this is true. People don't believe. We talked about this in episode 1, man, or episode 2, something early on. People don't believe what they did to slaves, bro. They literally would eat them, use their skin for different things, use their hair to stuff pillows. This stuff is real. And when it comes to Erica Kirk, even though he never said it was her, like Malcolm said, she seen, like, I don't know what's going on in her life. I understand her husband passed away or was assassinated. You know what I'm saying? None of that is funny, right? But if you look at her reactions to certain things and how she handles certain situations publicly, it's like, it's questionable. The behavior is questionable at worst. At worst, it's questionable, or at best. Either way, I'm just saying the lightest is that it's questionable. At the lightest, you can look at that. You could look at that as like something else. I'm not a psychologist. It's, and I pray for everybody. I pray everybody finds peace in their life. I pray everybody can, go on and do the best in their life. And I never kick somebody while they're down. So I'm not talking negatively about the women. Some of the stuff is just questionable. And it's a lot of alligator tears. And these alligator tears are the same things that got Emmett Till killed. Same things that got black towns burnt down. It's the same things that get black men and other men and women arrested and murdered. All these alligator tears. The woman who got Emmett Till killed, I don't think she ever saw jail time. If she might still be alive. I think she died recently, but she was still alive for a very long time. She lived to be 90 something, I think. And this stuff means something, bro. So when they say, oh, comedy, keep the same energy for all comedy. Yes, people keep the same energy for all. Comedians are allowed to break the lines, but there's a difference between being straight up racist and being a comedian. And this is, mind you, this is the third time Druski has done like white face. Like the first time he was acting as like a white dude from the hood.
I seen somebody make a tweet. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was like the Holy, it was like the Holy Spirit, the Holy Father, Holy Spirit, and the Son, like with all three of the white like versions, the one at the car race, one as the Son, and then the one as Kirk. I was like, bro, he's unreal, bro.
Oh, like, he's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what's funny? People have more outrage about this than they did when he was pretending to be a racist redneck white guy at a NASCAR event where he actually was spitting towards black people. People have more outrage about this when he's literally dancing around, making faces, and holding the Bible.
It's funny when it's us, but as soon as he turn it back on them, it's this isn't funny. This is a woman who just got her husband assassinated. And that's the thing. He did not make one mention about the assassination, nor did he poke fun at it whatsoever. That was not the case. It's the fact that people are automatically like drawing to that. And once again, he also never said a name, bro. So it's like for anybody to just draw those conclusions, it's one, good and well that the person that he's portraying is her. And it's so obviously her. If you look up Erica Kirk on tour clips, I promise you it looks the exact same. Like he is not like exaggerating or making like some type of like far-fetched claim. I promise you it is very on point, bro. Like Yeah.
Especially, and you know what happened with Tiger Woods recently too, man. The jokes and everything I've been seeing about that. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that, I was like, not again. Personally, I was like, not again. But the
He's
amount of
too rich.
jokes,
He's a billionaire, and
bro. But he's an
right.
alcoholic though, man. He got problems.
That's the thing. He wasn't on alcohol. It wasn't alcohol. He was
It
like,
wasn't
he
alcohol?
wasn't drunk. It was like pain. It was like painkiller medication or something like that.
Painkillers. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. See, we hold each other accountable. I said he was alcohol. I take that back.
Oh no! I mean no. He still is a. I mean, like, let's be very clear. He's still, you know what I'm saying?
It's not funny. Addiction is serious. Seek help. When you have money, you, and this is not his first time doing it, bro. Like he does this every so often. And Tiger, prayers, brother. Like we want to see you succeed, even if I don't know where he stands with the black community. But we want to see you succeed. I think everyone wants to see you succeed, bro. Whether you like it or not, you're a black man succeeding in a dominantly white field, and which is great. The same way people, they want to support Luca and what's his name, Austin Reeves, and like we just want to see you win, bro. It's not even just about like necessarily a race thing. It's just like, bro, you're like the greatest to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to see you go out in a car crash, man. This stuff is crazy, bro. You got to stop. You got a son that's trying to follow your footsteps, man. You got to lock in.
Yeah.
Stuff is crazy.
Yeah. No, it's crazy times we live in,
and it's crazy times. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think because we got to talk about March Madness, but I do want to mention doom spending, because I understand what doom spending is basically when you just spend money to try to get through life, get through the day. We talked about this a little bit before, but man, we got to do better, bro. It says 43% of millennials say they can't rationalize saving money right now, and 39% admit to doom spending, buying things they don't need to cope with anxiety. Bro, gas is $4 on average across the country. The market is in a correction. What are we doing? What are we doing? I understand spending money to have a good time, still have a good time, bro. But you have to think about if there's a future. And if you really don't think there's a point in saving money or that there's no future, change that, man. I see stories all the time, people, doing different things, but then also see these different stories about how AI is destroying everything and how AI is just leaving more to-do items than, actually getting it done. So I understand. It's a very precarious situation to be in. It's a very depressing situation to be in. I actually was just on LinkedIn and saw many of my college classmates have open to work banners, and very
Crazy.
Intelligent people. This is not it has literally nothing to do with it. It was just an observation. People I graduated with who are very intelligent, very skilled, very able and qualified for jobs, still struggling to achieve them. There's larger issues here, but there's ways to make amends. There's ways to fix things. I don't know what those are necessarily. I wish I did. Life is not perfect at all. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, bro. Corporate greed ain't going nowhere.
Hey, sometimes I think the Joker wasn't wrong.
Nah, I mean, like I said, bro, it's scary times right now. I understand. I don't think this is nearly on the scale of a 2008 type of crisis, but I can understand good and well why people really panic and just sell everything and just. It's just bro, what do you do when you just see your money getting evaporated every day in your portfolio, and you're I don't know, dog. That's scary.
It's scary, man. You got put your money in certain things. I mean, I really don't even know. Nothing's safe right now. Real estate's good. Everything is not good. But I had the chance to speak to some people coming out into the college graduating classes and everything, and we would love to hear what you have to say. Like, share, subscribe, comment, let us know what's going on. Email us. Emails available in our bio everywhere. Find it, man. Contact us. And for all our people internationally, man, let us know what you guys want to know as well. I don't know if you guys are really international or if it's a VPN, but we want to hear from you. Talk to us. But I had a chance to speak with some people, and man, never think you're above a job, bro. I know some people who think they're too good for certain jobs, and I know some people who just be happy to have a job. You have to get your foot in the door, get out your comfort zone. If you're from Ohio and you want a job in Ohio, but the only job offer is in Bellevue, Washington, and you don't want to go there, man, I can tell you from firsthand experience, brother. Just sometimes a little bit of belt is better than a little bit of poverty. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, most people fresh out of college, like their first job usually sucks, bro, or isn't really actually like what they're passionate about. It's just your way to get your foot in the door, understand company culture, office politics, and how to kind of like really just navigate as a full-time professional. Um, there are very few people who I think who land in their dream job right out of college. I mean, because and more times than not, people's dream jobs have nothing to do with their major. Actually, if we're being real, like I think that's really the case for most people. But yeah, I mean, especially for people around our age and our generation, bro. Like for us, it's just getting our foot in the door. We're coming out in a very, very competitive, kind of like anti early in career period of time right now. So right now it's just all about like just trying to get some type of footing, some type of like just foundation, in a very kind of like just kind of like in a place where it's like it feels like our feet are planted on quicksand or some type of just like muddy soil, like where it's just like everything beneath us is always shifting. So it's just like this is kind of like our way to just get some type of footing. So even if it isn't directly aligned with what you thought you'd be doing or your perfect passion, this is the most something is better than nothing time for the foreseeable future. So just try to get your foot in the door, keep applying. 1 no means submit 2 more applications. 2 no's means submit 3 more. Like just keep it pushing like that. Yeah, just all you need is 1 yes.
Facts. Keep applying. Don't stop applying pressure, and keep applying to them jobs. I know the market sucks right now, man. Interview situation sucks. A lot of these companies putting out these fake jobs, man. Keep track of every single one, bro. I'm telling you from my experience, I have spreadsheets, bro. Hundreds of jobs. Tons of them. I'm still getting denials from jobs that I applied to a year, 2 years ago, bro.
See, that's crazy.
Or I get a random email. Yeah, you weren't accepted. I applied to this job 2 years ago, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Stay strong. Everybody can't be what's his name? I don't know his first name, but Mullen. Everybody can't be Mullen on the freshman dude on UConn. Some of us got to start off as Squidward, work our way up.
Nah, it was a crazy game.
That game, man, Dookies, what's going on, man?
Cook Durham's down, bro. Actually, all of North Carolina's really down, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Chapel Hill's cooked. Durham's cooked.
Yeah, we got out. Daggone, what's his name? I forgot his name right now. I'm a Carolina fan. Herbert.
Oh yeah, he's out there.
Herbert Davis. Hubert Davis. I'm sorry.
Look like my man from Duke coach need to go too, because it's just no way you lose back to back with Cooper and freaking Cam Boozer, bro. Like actually, I saw a tweet, bro. Since 2016, about like who Duke has had, bro. Since 2016, Duke has had Jason Tatum, Ryan Williamson, Cooper Flag. Hold up. No, this list actually gets pretty insane. Since 2016, Duke has had Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, Cooper Flag, Paulo Banchero, Cam Boozer, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, Con Knuppel, Garrett McCain, Derek Lively, Marvin Bagley, Wendell Carter Jr., Gary Trent Jr., Luke Kennard, and they have 0 national championships in that time. Listen to the names I just said. These are all like, these guys are all NBA, all stars, NBA starters. These are real life pros, and these dudes have no national championships with all like.
Do you think that speaks to? I'm gonna be honest. I think one issue is like people being one and done.
I mean, it is, but that's also Duke's brand. Like Duke is not a build and develop. Like they actively recruit dudes that are number 1 in their class, and they know they're going to be like one and dones. I think what this speaks more to, besides like, because I might even want to blame all this on like coaching, but I think this speaks more to the difficulty of winning a college national basketball championship. I personally think that this is the hardest sporting event to win a championship in. I think this is harder than winning a Super Bowl. I think this is harder than winning an NBA Finals, just because, like, an NBA playoffs, of course, like, it's series of 7. You get the same team. You can continuously watch film. You get to understand like their tendencies, players, like coaching, type of switches and adjustments and stuff like that. In a round of 64, it is literally like just fast paced. Anything can happen at any time in the game, bro. And it's like college basketball this is one of those games, like those events where it's just like the probability of something like last night happening, like a half court logo game winner shot to send you to the Final Four. The probability of that is just so much higher in college basketball and March Madness than I think any other event, bro. Like it's just ridiculous to me. Like the amount of like, just like how different each game can be, the stakes behind each game. Like this is like in a lot of sports, seeding, plays a part. But a lot of times in like football and basketball, I think seeding, the results are a lot more consistent to the seeding. Like if the Celtics, the number 1 team in the East plays the play-in team that comes out first round, they're getting swept. On the West side, same result. And you can really kind of like bank on that for the first 2 rounds. Eastern, Western Conference Finals may be a little different, but seeding in March Madness means almost close to nothing. Like, I mean, like, it is every single year something like you can bank on an upset. And this is a reason why nobody ever gets a perfect bracket. Not just because of the multitude of teams in there, but if everybody just made the easy pick and just picked the higher seed every time, you'd get fried first game of the entire round of 64. So, yeah, I don't know, but get well, Duke, man. Get well soon. Y'all boys are cooked, man. Back to purgatory. I just don't know how you get. I don't know. As a program, I don't even know where you go from here. I don't even know how you recover from this, to be honest with you.
Hey, I don't know. I'm a Carolina fan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm one of them Carolina fans where it's like when we're out, we're done with. I'm rooting for whatever North Carolina team that is still there. So it's like I kind of. I'm not gonna say I support Duke, but it's like I'm not mad if they go far and we don't, because it's still just still putting on for the state. Also, I'm gonna be honest. The Duke Carolina beef, or not beef, but rivalry has kind of like lost meaning over the years, at least to me. I've never been to a game, so maybe for the people that go to games, it still means something. But it just seems like it's less and less intense, less and less like meaningful. I think that's just the same with all like rivalries though, because one and dones, people don't really have a chance to get into the culture, NIL, all these different things. Like, people just don't care as much about it. But like, one thing about college sports, man, I love the passion, bro. Like, because with the NBA, you rarely will see a situation turn out like that. One, because the NBA, they're more professional. College kids are not as developed in the brain.
More mistakes and slip ups like that.
But those things make the game fun. Those stupid mistakes.
They do. Like, to the same point, I said college basketball being the hardest championship to make. I still think it's probably the most like fun playoff style sporting event in the world. I don't see it. Like, I just don't get this type of like hype over teams I haven't watched all year. I don't think there's another sport where you can not watch it. I personally did not watch that much college basketball this year. I'm not even a college basketball guy for real. I don't even have a real team. But I will say that like this is one of the only sports where I cannot have watched a single team in that round of 64 and watch every single game and actually be entertained, bro. I can watch in a sports bar at home or wherever I'm at, and I'll be locked in. Like you can really be locked in on teams that you have never watched. I couldn't, outside of like Duke, I probably couldn't name a single player on that UConn team, even though I have them as my champs on my bracket. But I was like, I was locked in, bro. Like, there's not many other sports you can do that for.
Hey, shout out, let's name the other teams in the Final Four, man. Shout out Arizona. Shout out Illinois. UConn, shout out Michigan. Yeah,
Michigan look crazy.
I got my best bracket remaining. Got Illinois as the winner. I don't know how that's going to play out. I couldn't tell you who's on Illinois. Hey, I've said this in previous episodes. And like I said, this goes back to like choosing what you do career-wise, bro. I have not watched a single game.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't turned on the television. To me, television is a social activity. But when you have a job in a place where no one is, and it's a sacrifice, and your life is you're basically just floating around, waiting to. You're just floating around, and. Keep these things in mind, man, because the balance, bro, when you can go home to people you care about or go hang out with people you care about, people you love, it makes life easier. When it's all work, no play, you go out like Duke, cook, heartbroken, sad. For what? Because think about the job like the tournament, man. They went to the tournament. Yeah, it's nice. They made it to the Elite Eight. That's cool. But at the end, what do you get? Only one winner. And that one winner in the real world is whose name is on your W-2. The people supplying the W-2. Think about it, man. These people, unfortunately, we're in the job market we're in. Unfortunately, for all my people out there. So you don't have options. And they know you don't have options. So do with that what you will. But, yeah, man. Shout out to Bryce James, man. He might get a ring freshman year.
Yeah, I'm not moved, bro. But, but then, man, it's,
he redshirted. He's developing.
Should have went to like Ohio State where he's gonna get some burn or something, bro. He's cooked.
Nah, he should have. I think Braun is out the league this year too. I don't know if Braun doing another year, man.
I think he said he wanted to see both his sons in there, but I don't know.
Right, Bryce can't go to the league without playing a single college basketball minute. That's just not.
That's OD. I mean, Bronny. The thing about Bronny, people say it's nepotism. I'm like, everybody else see nepotism, but for some reason when he do, it's a problem. Bronny's an athlete, bro. Like, he kills in the G League. He consistently kills in the D League.
Same, man.
And before he had like his heart condition, his heart situation, he was really looking like a pro. Like, being real with you, I'm not even trying to be like a Bron fanatic, but he was really like a pro before the hard thing. Hey, man, we're gonna see how it plays out though. Yeah, man, just Black Box Theory.
Black Box Theory, your host, Thomas, Malcolm, Thomas. Whatever you want, two halves of the same piece, man. It's the box.
Hey, yo. Slim. Hey, man. Hey, man, that's out the mud, man. We got some boys out here, man. We out of here, dog. Hey, we love and appreciate y'all, man. OD pause on that one on the way out.
Love y'all, man.
Hey, man, it's love for sure. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.